Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Ford, and we are here for another poetry discussion, which will appear in two separate playlists here on the channel. Number one, obviously, being the poetry discussion playlist, a playlist which has recently crested 350 videos, but also a poem by poem breakdown of Sylvia Plath, The Collected Poems. This is poem 31, video 31, I believe, in the series. Something like that, if I can find it here. 31, yeah. So this has been a very profitable venture for me in that I did not get a whole lot out of Sylvia Plath before this series. And so far, 31 videos into the series, 31 poems into this reading, probably 50 or so poems from Sylvia Plath. I haven't really had to go the easy route. Now, what do I mean by the easy route? I think that whenever you find a poem or a short story or a novel and you are looking to give some type of literary criticism thereof, there's normally a mainstream talking point. You read Hills Like White Elephants, and the mainstream talking point is, oh, this is about abortion. It's not really. I mean, yeah, that's what they're talking about. But the thing that's really going on isn't that. I like to go after those things that are really going on. What is it that's actually happening in the short story, the poem, the novel? What are some things that are off the beaten path that we might take from the poem, the short story, the novel? Otherwise, why are you coming here, right? There's a million websites. But guys, I hate to do it. I hate to take the easy road here, but we have a Sylvia Plath poem, and I think that the correct approach here, the only thing to do, is offer a feminist interpretation. So let's get into it. Let's read the poem, because that's what you always get with Sylvia Plath, right? You get a feminist reading, right? Which, okay, you can do that. But if that's what we always get, sort of don't sign me up for that one, because it's boring. We're going to read the poem. You'll understand what I mean. Fiesta Melons. Off to a pretty strong start. Fiesta Melons. In Benidorm there are melons, whole donkey carts full of innumerable melons, ovals, and balls, bright green and thumpable, laced over with stripes of turtle dark green. Choose an egg shape, a world shape. Bowl one homeward to taste in the white hot noon. Cream smooth honeydews, pink pulped whoppers, bump rinded cantaloupes with orange cores. Each wedge wears a studding of balanced seeds or black seeds to strew like confetti under the feet of this market of melon eating fiesta goers. I mean, come on, guys. What is this poem about if it's not the meat market? It says Fiesta Melons. There's melons, there's a fiesta. It's a meat market, baby. Yeah, all of these wonderful Fiesta Melons. We're talking bazungas. We're talking biggins and smallins. Pink pulped whoppers and bump rinded cantaloupes. I don't know if I remember my password to either of those websites. So we'll see. But going forward, how miserably predictable that we're here with a Sylvia Plath poem, and the only interpretation there is to offer up is a feminist perspective. How terrible that we're here with a Sylvia Plath poem, and the only thing we can do is express the male gaze. How terribly boring that we're here with the Sylvia Plath poem, and all we can do is the obvious take that this is about men and women and sexuality. That's very boring, very predictable. Maybe. Let's go esoteric, shall we? What else is there to do? Let's read the poem one more time. Fiesta Melons. In Benidorm there are melons, whole donkey carts full of innumerable melons, ovals and balls, bright green and thumpable, laced over with stripes of turtle dark green. Choose an egg shape, a world shape, bowl one homeward to taste in the white hot noon. Cream smooth honeydews, pink pulped whoppers, bump rinded cantaloupes with orange cores. Each wedge wears a studding of blanched seeds or black seeds, strewn like confetti under the feet of this market of melon eating fiesta goers. You'll notice I highlighted a couple things there. Market. Thumpable. I didn't mean to do this. Donkey carts. Whole donkey carts. Not Donkey Kong. Our nearest biological cousins, chimps and bonobos, are both omnivorous. But according to wildchimps.org, and I know I still have my password to that website, according to wildchimps.org, meat accounts for about 1.4% of their diet. Bugs a little bit higher than that if you want to count those as meat, as maybe the vegetarians and vegans among us would, but who cares what they think? Basically, bugs are just animated fiber. Was it chitin? Not chitin. Chitin. Animated fiber and chitin. The chimpanzee and bonobo diets are about 1.4% meat. Our primate cousins love fruit. Melons, I don't know. I Google chimpanzee melons and see how far you get. I'm not making that leap, okay? Melons, maybe not. But we're talking fruit-ish type things, natural sugars. Fruit, melons, these types of natural sugar foods, they are the candy of the natural world. The sugar, we love the sugar. The quick pick-me-up of sugar. That's why so much candy is fruit or melon flavored, right? You've noticed that. So maybe we don't have to take the most obvious interpretation of this poem, the feminist interpretation of this poem. There is something else here to be had if we are looking towards our nearest cousins, the chimps, the bonobos, who love sugar. Well, I mean, to look at this differently, this poem is about the fact that though we develop technologies, donkey carts, thumping melons to see if they are in fact ripe, we develop markets, we develop confetti. We could throw that in there, though it's used a little differently here. We develop these things for what reason? We develop the donkey carts. We develop marketplaces. We develop all of these different forms of technology. And all we've really done with millions of years of evolution is find better ways to grab some melons. I don't think you need a password on that website, but I don't remember. All of the technology that we've done, all of the technology that we've discovered, all of the technology that we've taken the care to develop along the years, just makes us better at the things that we were doing anyway. Appearances and abilities may change, but they change to get better at the same base desires. These appearances, the evolution of appearance, we've lost some of our hair from when we were chimps and bonobos, but not all of it. The more handsome among us have kept a little bit more than others. The technology that we've created along the way, looks change, the means change, but all of it is just to get us those melons in simpler fashion. That is what this poem is about. Appearances and abilities change, but they change to get us closer to the same basic desires. Boobies.